I'm considering becoming sexually active. What should I know? Foreplay, touch her and ask her what feels good to her. Condoms. Wash yourself first. Foreplay. Go more than once if you can to get used to everything. Communication afterwards. Wear a condom / make your partner wear a condom. No debate, no discussion about it. You can't trust anyone. Be it with STDs or pregnancy. Wear a condom. Just wear one. I recommend you practice putting on the condom privately first. Might seem stupid, but they only go on one way, and when the time comes you're probably not going to be in the mental state to calmly figure that out. Also ask if she's also a virgin. And if so, try and take things very slowly. Up to you, but I recommend you tell her you're a virgin. That way if you do anything silly or come too quickly, or not at all like me, she's much more likely to be understanding. Don't do what you've seen in porn. Masturbate twice a day. 1. Clean. 2. Condoms. Plural, but we're only one at a time. 3. Communicate. Sometimes contraceptives fail. Even despite our best efforts. Think about what the two of you would do if yours did. Have that conversation up front. It's awkward. But it's more awkward after the lines appear on a pregnancy test and you get smacked in the face with the crisis situation. You are both allowed to change your mind after the fact. But the reality is that every time you have penetrative heterosexual sex, there is a risk of pregnancy. How often do you write a reply? Decide it's not worth it. And then just click away? More often than I'd like to admit. I usually do it when I realize that whatever I'm trying to say is not going to change anyone's mind. Or I just don't feel like dealing with arguments. It's just better in some cases to just give up and move on rather than waste my time arguing about something that won't really matter in the end. Someone posted a photo of Indy looking bored in 1969 on r/Indianahones the other week, and I commented he probably wishes it was still the 1930s and quat. A guy came on and accused me of being a racist troll. I honestly couldn't be asked asking what made him come to that conclusion. Reddit is full of weirdos. A lot. When a disagreement gets to the point where they're moving the goalpost or even falsifying what you say, then it's about their ego. If it looks like I'm going to feed into that, I'll think twice about continuing and give them the last word. They need it more. Almost always, it usually ends up with either a huge wall of text that nobody is going to read, or something that others already said but in different wording, or I just type something that I know that nobody is going to care about, and I do some self-censorship. Not going to go into political stuff here on Reddit, or religion, or anything else. People are extremely biased, toxic and emotionally attached too. But it helps for getting stuff out of my system or realize my argument is not valid. Sometimes it's easier to do that by writing than to just do that in your mind. Too often, I usually reply out of feelings. So I always make sure I read it with my mind and think about it instead of feeling. I almost find it might offend or come across wrong. So if I can't say anything nice or productive, I don't say anything at all. But some slip through if I'm drinking and reading. Hey, I recently read that wearing glasses is not manly. What are some outrageous things you heard are not manly? From what I've gathered so far, not eating meat for every meal, drinking cocktails with sugar or cream, drinking hot chocolate instead of coffee, asking women for their opinion, not being overweight, cleaning small wounds to avoid infection, taking days off when sick. Ironically, the most manly thing you can do in a situation where someone tells you in quote, is not manly is to not care what they think is, or is not, manly and oppos. Who let them decide? I'll wear what I want with confidence and look good doing it. Newsflash, no one else really cares what you wear. According to my uncle and his eldest son, wanting to become a chef isn't manly. His second eldest son got really into cooking and eventually forgot a chef's apprenticeship. They dragged him down so much and destroyed his self-esteem to a point he just quit and worked at Woolies instead. Hi, I'm not exactly a man, so forgive me for interrupting, but one time a friend of mine posted a photo of her son in a bubble bath on Facebook and the kid's dad commented something along the lines of "Get him the fuck out of there, he's not a FG sir. First of all, your son is 5, and second of all, a bubble bath has never turned anyone gay in the history of time, so what exactly are you scared of? Books. Science. Sophistication. I'm really starting to think this manly shit was a mentality cultivated to keep the physically stronger group of people slaving away for the weaker group. Hard days work good. Exposed to something new bad. One time I was at an outdoor concert and there were about 10 blue porta pots and just one pink. When I walked up, a few guys were waiting but the pink one was empty. So I jokingly said, "What is the pink one for girls?" And they very seriously looked at me and said, "Yep!" And quote. What are some positive coping skills you've developed or learned, that you wish you knew about or started using sooner? Inner peace and permission to just exist when life goes to shit. Grace. Journaling and push-ups. Anti-anxiety meds and day naps. Together, it's just totally another quality of life. Listening to music at home. I used to have music on constantly when I was younger and for some reason stopped. Recently I've started listening to music again, especially when I'm home alone getting ready for work in the morning, and it really puts me in a great mood for the rest of the day. It's usually pop punk I used to listen to when I was a teenager. Lol. Acceptance and commitment therapy practices. The book The Happiness Trap by Russ Harris is a life changer. Allow yourself more. As soon as I allowed this, abundance and happiness came into my life. The two phrases. That's a future global_tangerine problem. I'll cross bridge when I get there. Because when I get there it might not be a bridge. It could be a road. Minor detour or any number of things. The first reminds me I don't need to stress about issues THST haven't happened yet. The second that there are multiple solutions for issues and focusing on a singular solution now could be detrimental to later. Letting out your anger in a safe way instead of bottling it up. Such as wailing on a punching bag at the gym. Screaming in your car when no one's around. Etc. I'm certain I have undiagnosed ADHD, so I've adopted a lot of coping skills to overcome executive dysfunction. Body doubling to clean my room or other hard tasks. Taking on a just do it now to avoid the guilt mentality. Rewarding myself. Do a chore while waiting for something else time sensitive, like unload the dishwasher while microwaving lunch. Pre-plan breaks. Make checklists. Etc.